Welcome to the exclusive interview with the founder of Jswipe, David Yaris.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So for those who do not know what Jswipe is, could you just explain what Jswipe is?
Sure. Jswipe is the largest and fastest growing Jewish dating app. We have 250,000 users around the world. We launched last Passover, and we are spreading love every day.
Nice. So a lot of people say that Tinder is more for the hookup culture and that Jswipe is more for marriage or more serious dating. So what do you think about that?
Sure. I think really the users of Jswipe can use it for whatever they please. We like to say that it's for everything between friendship, love, and everything in between. We definitely have a lot of stories of people who are very seriously dating. We've had some engagements, some marriages, which is exciting and it warms our hearts. And we also have a lot of people just using it to like meet friends, connect with new people in their community, and have fun. And we support all of it, so long as it's happy and love.
So would you call yourself a matchmaker?
I'd say a modern day matchmaker, sure.
Nice. So if you were on the app and you were to send somebody a first message to some girl, what would that be?
So that's a great question. We've seen some really ridiculous ones. There was a blog that came out about a month or two ago, which was like seen on Jswipe, and it's like just really ridiculous / Jewish-oriented funny pickup lines. My friends and I recently have been trying to have entire conversations and get on a date using only emojis. So I'd currently probably send some type of ridiculous string of emojis that went back and forth ideally and ended up with like a time and a place without saying a word, only emoji. I don't know if that would actually work, but we're experimenting with that right now.
So do you think that it's harder or easier to be dating on apps versus in real life?
Sure. I mean, no doubt in my mind, I think it makes everything easier. At least, for me and for personally, if I see a super cute girl across a bar, there have been like 10 things that I'm going to do before I go up and say hello, right? I'll first tell my friends, like, whoa, check out, like that super cute girl across the bar. And then I'll think about it for 20 minutes. And then I'll like maybe get a drink and be like, okay, after this drink. And then by the time I'm ready, she's probably gone. It's, whereas now you sit in your room anywhere in line at Starbucks with your friends at brunch, and you can literally swipe through every eligible J in your community and really around the world. We've had a couple of exciting love stories. I actually just got a random Facebook message this morning from a couple that's engaged, and he's in London and she's in New York, and they were both swiping globally, and like, boom, now they're married. So the scale and the opportunity and the just sheer number of people that you can meet from the comfort of your pajamas, totally outweighs, in my mind, let's call it past forms of meeting people. And also just the opportunity to do it like on your own, in a way that's comfortable and not uncomfortable is, I think, very important.
You've spoken about some success stories, but what are some crazy stories that you might have heard about?
Okay. No, I do have a crazy story, and it's like a little bit inappropriate, but I guess
That's
we'll
fine.
go there. So apparently, I do a lot of work with Taglit Birthright Israel as well, and we do lots of their social media and some of their campus recruitment. And last winter, we were in Israel working with Birthright, and one of my friends met up with like someone. They were just talking at the Bedouin tents, and apparently, there in Tel Aviv was a hairdresser, a woman hairdresser, who was on Jswipe, and like her shtick was like she would like swipe you, she would invite you over to get your hair cut, and then you would like hook up in like the back room or something. It was kind of peculiar and odd, but like you got a free haircut and you met a nice Jewish girl, I guess.
That's funny because that actually sounds just like Don't Mess with the Zohan. So it's kind of like she is the next Zohan,
That's
apparently.
probably related.
So for these dating apps, some people I've noticed that some people are a little hesitant to express that they're actually on these apps and almost embarrassed, even though it's such a huge, huge epidemic across all of our generation. So why do you think that is, and what do you think we can do to change that?
That's a great question. I think the idea is we're seeing a cultural shift in offline courtship and dating or meeting really, to the cultural acceptance of people using technology to make their lives easier. and we're using technology to make our lives easier across the board, right? So we use Uber to make transportation easier, and all these other things to make the rest of our lives easier. There's no doubt that at a certain point in time, sooner than later, it's just going to be mainstream and totally accepted. Luckily, Jswipe has been able to sort of leapfrog other apps that are in our space, but not Jewish per se, based on cultural acceptance of like Jswipe within Jewish pop culture. So we have gotten a lot of good press, and people are telling us that their parents are telling them to download Jswipe, right? Like, and yet it somehow is still cool and funny and relevant. And so versus something like Tinder, versus these other apps that have more of a hookup or like more a rep that people are maybe not as proud to be on. Jswipe is just like, I'm young, I'm a millennial, I want to date someone, I'm single, and this is just like the best way to possibly meet someone. So I think within our within the Jewish community, definitely within the millennial Jewish community, it's just at this point well known, funny, and almost accepted that if you're single, you've definitely heard of and are probably on, or at least your friends are using Jswipe. Why do I think other apps are having that issue? Because of the intention, right? By the time you're downloading Jswipe, you're already saying that like whatever you're using it for, you want them to be Jewish, because like maybe they'll be able to take home to like your mom or something of the sort, if all works well. Versus some other apps, depending on what the intention is or why people are using it, like you wouldn't proudly say like I'm just trying to hook up tonight and that's why I'm downloading this app. That's still a little bit taboo. So I think that it is definitely taboo for maybe the rest of the space, but we've been able to really successfully and quickly get past that taboo and just sort of establish ourselves as the most sensical way for any young Jew to meet one another and find love.
Are you yourself on Jswipe?
I am on Jswipe. I swipe everyone right because I have lots of love to give. And I really function more mostly as what we would call a community manager. So I'm answering lots of questions. I'm giving people pro tips. And when people are, if they have a profile photo and like their head is cut off in the middle, obviously they don't do that on purpose, but maybe they just don't know or they're new to this type of app experience. And so I'm on Jswipe 99% to help everyone else within the community, and 1% to find a nice Jewish girl.
So I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the interview with me,
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
and we'll see you next time.
Indeed.